Boris Johnson has announced the additional easing of some lockdown restrictions in England, with some good news for those living alone. What are the lockdown updates? Single adult households will be allowed to form what the government are calling a support bubble with one other household. What is a support bubble? Individuals who've been isolated during lockdown and who've been living alone will now be able to partner up with someone from a different household. They won't need to observe social distancing, and they can spend the night if they wish. What are the bubble rules? As long as one person lives alone, then a bubble can be formed. The support bubbles will have to be exclusive, so you can't switch. The government are advising people to stay local if possible, but it's not necessary. If any member of a bubble develop coronavirus symptoms, then they must all follow self-isolation rules, and bubbles are not advised for those who are shielding. What else is changing? From the 15th of June, outdoor attractions like zoos will be allowed to reopen. However, any indoor exhibitions like reptile houses will still remain closed. Safaris and drive-in cinemas will also be permitted to open again, as the government says there is a lower risk of coronavirus transmission outside. But places where it's difficult to social distance, like theme parks, will still remain closed this month. All non-essential retail shops have also been given the green light to reopen. But before they can, shops must now have measures in place to allow social distancing. Those that don't can be issued enforcement notices. What is not opening yet? Those needing a hair appointment will still have a few more weeks to wait. Hairdressers, barbers, beauty salons, restaurants, pubs and bars are still only looking at a July date, possibly the 4th, when they can start opening their doors for customers. Are schools still going back? The government has now abandoned its plan to reopen all primary schools before the end of term. The original plan had been for all remaining primary pupils to head back to school for a month before the summer holidays to join reception Year 1 and Year 6, but the plan has now been pushed to September. Why has it changed? Among many reasons, teaching unions had said that to bring back all students was almost impossible given the social distancing requirements. Government guidance said schools should teach children in classes of 15, which was half the usual size, but there simply aren't enough classrooms to manage the ask. What about secondary school students? It is still the hope that students preparing for exams next summer will get some face-to-face time with their teachers, but the majority will continue with online lessons until September.